Welcome to day 4 of the Paralympic Games for Paris 2024 at the Chateau shooting centre. A packed crowd. And there you can see the French athlete being introduced, none other than Tanguy Delaforet, such a popular shooter in the world of parachuting sports. He was 4th in this event in Rio. He's had many World Championship golds since, 4 of them, 2 at European level in terms of bronze medals. That was at Rotterdam and at Hamar. And this is the final of the mixed 10-metre air rifle prone SH2 final. So France do have an athlete represented in this final. There's also the current Paralympic champion and the current Paralympic record holder as well, Dragan Ristic of Serbia, will be on firing point E. But we'll come on to the introductions in just a second. My name is Rory McAllister, I'll be your commentator, and I'm alongside Olympian Heather Fell.
Well, we are delighted to be with you, bringing yet another exciting final. And the format in shooting finals just makes it that little bit more nail-biting with the knockout competition that it is. That we'll explain as we go through this mixed 10-metre air rifle prone SH2. And as you can see, we have 8 athletes lining up. They have made it through the tough qualification system, but now the scoreboard is back to 0, and they'll be starting from scratch, so to speak, even though those at the top will have been boosted by that performance.
There's a cutout of Tunguy's face. Nice to see the French getting into the spirits of the Paralympic Games, not only with the flags, but also just bringing along those cardboard cutouts as well. So Dragan Ristic of Serbia was top in qualification, 638.4, an impressive total. And Jamie Stangroom is the English announcer, and Eric Divan is announcing in French. So first of all, we'll have the coup de bâton, which is a French tradition, mainly in the world of theatre, where a staff is stamped on the floor 3 times to commemorate the start of a major event.
Merci d'accueillir le responsable du site de Chateau pour les Jeux Olympiques Paris 2024 et les Jeux Paralympiques Paris 2024, Mewen Demieux.
Please welcome Event General Manager of Chateau for Paris 2024 Olympic and Paralympic Games, Mewen Demieux.
Welcome to the R5 mixed 10-metre air rifle prone SH2 final. The SH2 classification is for athletes with upper limb impairment, and they can use a shooting stand to support the rifle. And also there's their suits, which help with extra stability. And you can see also in the rifle, just that plastic hanging out is the safety flag, which must be inserted at this stage until we go to the preparation and sighting time, which will come up in just a second. Here it is. So 5 minutes for the athletes to have as many practice shots as they can fit into the 5 minutes, just to get an idea of the finals hall and just to settle in after coming out of qualification. So the current Paralympic champion is in this one, Dragan Ristic, now 45 years old, and also set the Paralympic record exactly 3 years ago today, the 1st of September. 255.5 is that Paralympic record. The world record stands at 256.5. That gives you an idea of what one of the rifles looks like. Maximum weight can be no higher than 5.5 kilos, with that 4.5mm caliber pellets, which will be fired at a target over a distance of 10 meters. The center of the target, the 10 ring, is 0.5 of a millimeter. And yes, you heard that right, 0.5 of a millimeter, which means the very center, the dead center, if you like, 10.9, that's the highest individual score, and it's the equivalent of hitting a pellet onto a pinhead 10 meters away.
Yeah, when you put it like that, it just gives you a little bit of perspective of how incredibly accurate these shooters are. And they'll be using these sighting shots to get used to the light, like Roy mentioned, and sometimes you might want to actually adjust your sights ever so slightly. So the whole point of shooting, or the whole aim, I should say, is to get a group of shots really close together. Ideally, at that 10.9, that pinhead point on the target. However, when you first come to a new range, it's unlikely to be exactly there. But as long as they are really closely grouped together, you can then move, make that adjustment with your sights. You don't want to be making the adjustment yourself because that movement is so tiny. Any medium movement at this end of the range would be absolutely huge by the time it reaches the target. So those movements will be just adjusted on the sights. And you can see adjustments being made to the kit at the moment as well. But once they've got that group, if it's ever so slightly to the left, to the right, up or down, they will adjust the sights accordingly.
And the light in the finals hall is different to the qualification hall. The targets are 10 metres away. They're black and white and illuminated for extra visibility. And the sights, they don't have any magnification. It's just to help with the focus of shooting at the target. And you can see in this final, because it's an SH2 classification, the athletes also have loaders to help them put the pellets into the rifle. So Tanguy de la Forêt, can he take a medal here on home soil at his home Paralympic Games? He's been such a popular athlete over the last few years, has performed so well at world level, not only in the European Championships, but also at the World Championships as well. I've been at events where Tanguy has been in 3 events and taken gold in all 3.
Well, he has already had success at these games. That silver medal in the 10-metre standing event, and I wonder if that's what's brought a few more of the crowd along, knowing that they might have another chance of witnessing a French medal on French soil, and they are definitely excited to be here. Liking those T-shirts, haven't seen those before. Brilliant, using the colours, but a serious nod to shooting. I wonder if they are all personal fans of Tanguy de la Forêt.
Has been broken. The highest possible score from a single shot is a 10.9. That is as good as it gets, and it is incredibly hard to achieve. It is the bullseye, the very centre of that black dot. You can see from 10 metres away on the target there. The highest combined score.
You see Tyler Anderson there, sitting in the light-coloured shirt, just pointing up to the camera. He works for the WSPS, that's the World Shooting Para Sport, who are the governing body behind para shooting sport around the world. I'm just looking at the nails there of Mizuta Mika, who put on her bio that it's one of her favourite things in life, apart from shooting. It's painting nails.
Well, as she does her teammates. I mean, I wouldn't have minded someone that good at painting nails in my team when I was competing.
Yeah, well, she certainly turned up looking resplendent. All the athletes looking very smart indeed in their suits, ready to go. Massive cheers for Tanguy de la Forêt, the local hero. The French will raise the roof, I'm sure, if Tanguy was to get a medal here today in this R5 mixed 10-metre air rifle prone SH2 final at the Paris 2024 Paralympic Games. So Chief Range Officer is called start.
You don't often hear such volume coming from a shooting range so early on in a competition, and most sports, that cheering of the crowd can really buoy you on, but in shooting, especially for this man we just saw there, de la Forêt, is going to have to just cancel that noise out, because you don't really take that energy in helping you concentrate. It's a very different sport to, say, running or one of those real heart rate based sports where good heart rate, a high heart rate is good, whereas here you want that low heart rate, and adrenaline from hearing the supporters isn't going to be something that's your friend.
Yes, stability, control, and as Heather says, controlling that heart rate, keeping your perspiration down as well. Well, you can see the athletes have both elbows on their supports table, and also because this is an SH2 final, you also see the springs and extra support on the rifle, and those springs are tested and everything is checked and verified. Rifles are weighed and everything gets a verification check before the athletes come out to the finals hall and then competes in the final itself. So 10.9 is the highest individual score, and after this first series of 5 shots, which is done over 150 seconds, a score over 53 would certainly get you high enough in most, if not all, competitions at world level. You get anywhere near, well, 53.5. I mean, that's truly world class, but most of the athletes would be happy with 52.5 or over. So this first series of 5 shots is just drawing to a close. Then there'll be another series of 5 shots, and then we move to single shots after shot 10. And our first elimination for 8th place will be after shot 12.
We're getting a few glimpses at different targets, and you can see that incredible grouping by the world record holder, Ristic.
Well, Tunge de la Forêt here, that is a really impressive total, 53.4, bearing in mind that if you were to hit 5 10.9s, you would score 54.5. So de la Forêt already just 1.1 off the perfect series total, and that's spread over 5 shots. So if this is your first time watching a Paralympic shooting final, be in no doubt that you are seeing the best of the best, and you're seeing absolute top class, world class shooting.
For the next competition series, low.
So there's a tie for 3rd place, Dragan Ristic alongside Margarita Lapa, both in 3rd on 52.8. Mizuta Mika of Japan in 2nd on 53.1, and de la Forêt, the home hero, was on 53.4.
It's incredible that he's able to shoot so well when the pressure of the crowd cheering on every single shot. At least they don't cheer until the shot has been fired and registered. But you've still got to then get your composure back for that following shot. You can see such different positions and techniques, and it's really obvious there with de la Forêt. Working out what position is best for them and their physical ability.
It's a 10.9, the perfect shot from Gargani of Brazil. Something you all also may have noticed as well is that this is a mixed final, so there's no certain number of athletes that have to be male or female. It's just whoever qualifies. It could have been an all-male final, for example, or all-female. But there are 2 females in this final to 6 males. De la Forêt just hit a 10.8, which is just 0.1 off the perfect score, hence why the French crowd are just going berserk in the background. There they are again. He's hit a 10.9 this time. Is Tunge de la Forêt already cruising towards a gold medal? Who knows? There's still an awful long way to go, but I mean, I've seen him many times over the years at World Cups, World Championships, European Championships. He's ice cool and just handles the pressure, well, as if he's just out on the practice range.
You can see their assistants there, more for the loading purpose. They might say a few words to just keep their athletes in the right mental zone. Well, that is 10 shots complete, and we'll now be into the knockout part of the competition. So another 2 shots to be fired before we lose whoever is in position number 8 after those next 2 shots.
So De La Forêt leads the competition on 106.6. That means his first series was 53.4 and his second series was 53.2. That's remarkable. Just better than excellent, if that even exists. So this is shot number 11. We're now into single shots. There's the Chief Range Officer, Christian Bayet of France. And now he'll call start. And the athletes now have 30 seconds to take their shot, which sounds like a long time, but when you're out there, under the pressure, under the lights, in front of the crowd, 30 seconds isn't a very long time at all. And Lazzaro of Italy slamming in a 10.9. He needs that too because he's in 8th place at the moment and he's 0.4 behind Lee Chateau of Republic of Korea. And that's how it stands at the moment. So eyes on 7th and 8th place at the moment, including 6th really, and possibly even 5th, because the difference is from Lapa of Portugal on 115.4 in 5th place right the way down to 8th place, and really quite close. And this next shot, shot 12, will decide 8th place.
Oh yes, when you've got just 0.8 separating those 4 positions, it just takes one slight wayward shot. That's the difference between a 10.1 and a 10.9, and we're seeing that range after every shooting series. It really could be anyone's to be knocked out or to stay in at this tense moment. Highlighted the 2 who are in the lowest position so far. Well, Lazzaro might have needed another 10.9.
And Roberto Lazzaro, as Heather's just mentioned, needed a higher score because he's finished 0.9 behind Lee Chateau of Republic of Korea. And Roberto Lazzaro will leave this final now in 8th place. The safety flag is being inserted into his rifle. Those are the rules. That needs to happen before you leave your firing point. So great achievement for Roberto Lazzaro to make a Paralympic final at 41 years old. A gold medalist at the World Championships in 2023. That was in Lima. That was in the R11, a different category and final. And also a bronze medalist at the World Championships in Alain. I remember that day well. Well, smiles and waves, because at the end of the day, he has finished 8th in a Paralympic final. So we're already down to 7. The next elimination is coming up after shot 14.
Shot number 13.
For the next competition shot, load. Stop.
Well, it's a nervous moment, not just for the athletes, but also their loaders. They just have to sit behind and watch with no control on the rifle. And this just shows you how good the shooting is. A 10.5 and a 10.6 between Lapa and Lee going into this. They were only 0.2 apart, so I think it's going to be a close battle. It's going to come down to this next shot, who makes it into the top 6.
Now, for a short moment, Tanguy de la Forêt did drop to 2nd place, now tied for 1st, alongside Galgani of Brazil, both on 137.7. But eyes again down towards the bottom of the scoreboard, with Lee Chateau of Republic of Korea on 136.2. He's in 7th place. And it's Lapa from Portugal, who's just 1.1 in front on 136.3. And then Mizuta of Japan just 0.2 in front. So the differences are so marginal. I mean, when you bear in mind that the 10 ring is 0.5 of a millimetre, and the 10.9 shot is the equivalent of hitting the top of a pin and a pinhead, then it just shows you that this is millimeters of precision.
Well, that's why you just can't see any movement. It's even hard from this angle to see the trigger being squeezed. The athletes will spend hours on trigger control, and look at that. Both athletes shooting a 10.8 to finish, and a 10.8 is not good enough for Lee. I mean, it's not very often that a shot that precise is not good enough.
Indeed, yes, and it's now off a first shoot-off in this final, 147.0. As Heather was just saying with the scores there at the moment, amazing to think that we've taken 14 shots, and you think about the possibilities when it's decimal scoring, and you get two athletes now on the same score. So this next command is only for firing points B and H, and they have 30 seconds to take their shot. Highest shot wins. If they score the same, we go to a second round shoot-off. Oh, they've both hit a 10.5.
Well, I think the crowd are enjoying this tense moment. And
I swear
we don't
to
see
you,
this very often, do we?
no, and I can't see the future. But to say that both athletes would hit the same score, it just shows you how close and competitive shooting is at Paralympic level. So we go again, 30 seconds, the start command is given, the clock is ticking. .7 with a 10.6.
Well, who would have thought just 0.1 would separate them after two shoot-off shots? It feels cruel to eliminate one athlete when they are so good and so close in their performances.
World-class shooting we're witnessing here, and a difference of a 0.1. I mean, just the narrowest of margins that you can leave a shooting final, and Chateau of Republic of Korea leaves on a total of 147. Meanwhile, Chateau of Thailand will move on to the next stage of the final. And this is what makes Paralympic shooting so exciting. It's so close, it's so tense. Anybody can leave, anybody can take a medal. And now we have 6 athletes left. There'll be another elimination after shot 16. This next shot is shot 15.
And it is in the new danger zone of 6. So we move on now.
There's still a tie for the top. Tanguy de la Forêt alongside Alexandre Galgani, both on 148.3. Dragan Ristic, the Paralympic record holder, is just 0.1 behind. This is incredible.
You just got a glimpse of their computer screen. So the graphic we see here, they also have on that screen in front of them. So once they've done their shot, they can analyse if any changes need to be made. They'll know exactly what they have done. They won't, however, know what their competitors have shot. And Mizuta is letting the clock tick down, but it was worth the wait for that 10.8.
Yeah, it's not common you see an athlete fire within 10 seconds, but you are allowed a maximum of 30 seconds, so why not take your time? So Galgani has now gone as the clear leader. And Tanguy de la Forêt with a 10.5 on his last shot. Galgani hit a 10.8. And that means now there's a 0.3 gap between first and second. Dragan Ristic, who is the defending R5 Tokyo Paralympic gold medalist, is in third place. Mizuta of Japan in fourth. Lapa of Portugal in fifth. And now Chaiteau, who is 0.5 behind Lapa. Chaiteau's in sixth place. And this is our next elimination shot. This is shot 16.
It's getting to that critical point in the competition where the medals are now almost within reach, but there's still 2 athletes who will leave empty-handed, and these next 2 shots will decide who they are. And again, we are seeing these 2 at the bottom of the table raise their game. 10.8 from Chaiteau and from Lapa. will come down to that next shot to decide.
So Chateau with that 10.8. What a time to put in such a high score, but it's not enough to keep her in this final. So Anderson Chaitemin, he leaves this final and takes his place to watch the rest of the athletes in this Paralympic final. So Anderson Chaitemin finishes on a total of 168.1. He was just 0.4 behind Mizuta. So meanwhile at the top, Galgani of Brazil is still in front of De La Forêt, who's got fantastic support from the French here. And Dragan Ristic, the defending champion, in third place, Lapa in fourth, and Mizuta in fifth.
Well, it is the two women, the only two to make it into the final, who see themselves in the danger zone at the moment.
That cheers for De La Forêt's shot. It was a 10.7. And once again, Mizuta just taking her time, and again, as Heather said a few moments ago, worth the wait if you're to score a 10.8.
She's cutting it fine, isn't she? That was a nervous wait to hear the shot get fired.
So Galgani's lead is reduced to 0.2 at the top, and Lapa now up to third. Ristic drops to fifth, but it's only 0.3 behind Mizuta, who at one point was in danger of elimination and has moved up to fourth. And that's how things can change in shooting. Just because you're down towards the bottom in the elimination stage doesn't mean that you will stay there. There's many a time I've seen an athlete who's on the verge of being eliminated move all the way up to the medal positions. So there's a lead of 0.2. Galgani just 0.2 in front of De La Forêt of France.
But at the other end of the competition, we would not have expected to see Dragan Ristic fighting to stay in the competition. Currently sees himself in fifth position. Came in as the defending champion. He's going to have to do something quite exceptional, and I don't know if 10.4 will be exceptional enough, and I don't think it is for the Serbian. And what disappointment this date. 3 years ago he was on top of the podium, but he'll be leaving empty-handed here in Paris.
Yes, the defending champion in this competition was the gold medalist in Tokyo, and also took the Paralympic record that day. It was 3 years ago today, the 1st of September. And he's a former world champion. He's the current European champion, but leaves this final in fifth place. A final total of 189.4. Meanwhile, at the top, there's just a 0.1 difference between Galgani of Brazil and De La Forêt of France. Margarita Lapa of Portugal is in third place, and Mizuta of Japan in fourth.
Closer now to those medal positions. 2 shots away, potentially from fourth place being decided. So close out there. It's been a dramatic final. I'm sure we'll continue to...
So Dragan Ristic waves to the crowd. And we'll now watch the final 4 athletes. And one athlete in 2 shots' time, unless there's a shoot-off, will be leaving without a medal.
For the next competition shot, low. Start.
Well, we all know by now what that sound means. We'll wait for the scores as the focus is on those in positions 3rd and 4th at the moment. But France could be getting one step closer to guaranteeing a medal, because once these 2 shots are over, we'll know who the podium will be. Mizuta with a 10.7. Is that going to be enough to guarantee her a medal, as it's the women in the danger zone again, but they've both been in this position before.
Well, that man right there just hit a 10.9, which is why the crowd just went absolutely crazy. And De La Forêt now leads the competition. He was behind by 0.1 and is now in front by 0.1. Just, well, the narrowest of margins, and this is just remarkable. The battle between these two, and Lapa of Portugal in 3rd place on 200.4, and Mizuta of Japan in 4th place. But she's only 0.3 behind Margarita Lapa of Portugal. So there's a 0.1 gap between 1st and 2nd, and a 0.1 gap between 3rd and 4th. This next shot is shot 20, and it will decide 4th place.
Well, we've seen Lapa in the bottom position on several of these, and she's found a way now all the way up into a potential medal place, and a 10.7 is a great chance to keep her in that position and guarantee her a medal. But Mizuta, we know, takes her time. She's going to keep us waiting. And a 10.8. She really does take her time, and it does pay off, doesn't it? And I think we might have another one of those situations we saw earlier where both these women are on the same score.
There's now a shoot-off. Both Lapa and Mizuta have finished on 211.1. So now it's just firing point D. That's Mizuta, and firing point G. And it's Lapa who'll take the commands from the chief range officer. Call starts. They now have 30 seconds. Highest shot wins. If they score the same, we go to a 2nd round shoot-off. Oh, 9.8. You can feel the tension, feel the nerves. Just to the left of the target. And Mizuta, what does she hit? 10.7. Guaranteed a medal. And for Margarita Lapa, who was in 3rd place, slips down to 4th position, and with a 9.8 shot compared to that 10.7, will leave this final representing Portugal in 4th place. A cruel place to finish outside of the medals, but a massive achievement to finish 4th in a Paralympic final, and particularly at 24 years old as well on the world stage. She was 5th in the European Championships in the R5 a few months ago in Granada, and now has come to the Paralympic Games and leaves in 4th place. So Japan, Brazil and France all guaranteed medals. De La Forêt leads at the moment with a difference of 0.3 in front of Alexandre Galgani of Brazil. Mizuka Mita of Japan is currently in the bronze medal position. So over the next 2 shots, we'll decide bronze.
Well, you can see the disappointment on Margarita Lapa's face. Just so cruel to get so close. But that's what makes shooting so exciting to watch in this format. It might be cool for the athletes, but it adds that excitement level for the spectators, and the crowd are most certainly enjoying that element, and even more so by the fact that their man Tanguy De La Forêt is currently in the lead, but all can change.
Oh. De La Forêt has just hit a 10.9. And to do that at this stage of a Paralympic final just shows his determination to be on top of the podium on home soil at his home Paralympics. Galgani's last shot was a 10.0, Mizuta a 10.5. So Mizuta now, who, bear in mind, was almost eliminated about 10 or 15 minutes ago, and has moved all the way up to the current bronze medal position, and is only 0.4 off a silver, and is 0.6 off a gold. Incredible.
Lots of noise. Here we go. Shot 22.
For the next competition shot, low.
I think that could be a tear just trickling down Mizuta Mika's face. And I wonder if that's the emotion of knowing she's got a medal, but she's got to keep it together for at least one more shot. And look at that. Whatever Mizuta does, it's not going to be enough, and it's still an incredible 10.5. And now she can let the emotions run free.
An incredible moment for Mizuta Mika of Japan. A 10.5 shot secures the bronze because the other two both hit a 10.9. And that just shows how good the standard is. But the bronze medalist representing Japan, Mizuta Mika.
That is her first medal at Paralympic Games. It's bronze for Mizuta, finishing on 2:32.1, signing out.
So the 27-year-old is the bronze medalist and waves to the camera. And Japan have a medal today at the Paralympic Games. Whew. So, Galgani and De La Fore, Brazil versus France over these next two shots, unless it goes to a shoot-off. And the difference is 1.3. 1.2. Thank you, Heather.
There's a lot of maths to be done when it comes to this shooting event and ever-changing target, but luckily we've got graphics that will keep us on point. And talking of being on point, De La Fore, 10.8. Well, he's not exactly giving Galgani much of a look in at the moment.
So increases the lead by 0.3, so it was 0.2. Or 1.2, so now a difference of 1.5. My brain's in complete meltdown watching this final.
We have only, in theory, one more shot to count, Rory, and the French crowd will be absolutely devastated if it is not their man, Tanguy De La Fore, who secures this gold medal, because it would take a disastrous shot. He can shoot anything within the 10 and he will be guaranteed Paralympic champion. His worst shot we've seen in this competition was a 10.1, but that was a very long time ago.
For the gold medal. For the next competition, low.
So the next 30 seconds could decide whether or not Tanguy De La Fore gets a gold medal in his home nation of France. He's 1.5 in front.
Well, he was quick to get that away, and that has put the crowd out of their misery. Even with Galgani's 10.8, which was an incredible shot in itself, this man did enough.
Chief Range Officer has just called that the results are final. So Tanguy De La Fore, and the moment he knew that he'd taken the gold medal at the Paralympic Games on a final score of 255.4, it was just 0.1 away from the Paralympic record set by Dragan Rishik in Tokyo. Meanwhile, Alexandre Galgani of Brazil takes the silver medal, 254.2, and Japan have the bronze medal. One of the best R5 mixed 10-meter air rifle prone SH2 finals I've ever seen. And Tanguy De La Fore delivered for the French crowd. He's come to home soil in his home country, and he's the Paralympic champion.
Well, what a special moment. Tanguy De La Fore has just added a gold medal to that silver medal he won just days ago in the standing rifle event. And we thought the crowd were here looking expectant, and they can now celebrate along with the Paralympic champion.
So Alexandre Galgani of Brazil, who was joint leader of the competition and pushed De La Fore all the way, takes the silver medal for Brazil. And the bronze medalist just on the right of your picture, Mizuta Mika, is the bronze medalist. And this is a moment I'm sure that Tanguy de la Forêt will never forget for the rest of his life. And that goes for both the other medalists for that matter.
Well, it's nice to see the congratulations being led by the former Paralympic champion, Dragan Ristic, being the first to come and congratulate his fellow athletes and those taking up the podium positions.
Big cheers again from the French. They'll be celebrating for the rest of the day, no doubt. So Japan with the bronze, Brazil with the silver, and Tanguy de la Forêt in the home nation of France takes gold.
Round is clear.
je remets le son. Les gens arrêtent de danser, ils se demandent qui a coupé, ils commencent à m'encercler, et là je me sens en danger, alors je leur dis prenez-moi, faites de moi n'importe quoi, pendez-moi la tête en bas comme la dernière fois, j'adore. Regardez danser les gens, ah je trouve ça fascinant, par du sort. Regardez danser les gens. Oh, oh, j'adore, 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 j'adore. Et je coupe le son. Et je remets le son. Et je recoupe le son. Je remets le son. J'adore.
Voile sur les filles, partout sur le Nil. Je suis dans ta vie, je suis dans tes bras. Alexandra, Alexandrie, Alexandrie où l'amour danse avec la nuit. J'ai plus d'appétit qu'un barracuda. Je boirai tout le Nil si tu ne me retiens pas. Je boirai tout le Nil si tu ne me retiens pas. Alexandrie, Alexandra, Alexandrie où l'amour danse au fond des bras. Ce soir j'ai de la fièvre et toi tu meurs de froid. Sur les filles et partout sur le Nil. Je suis dans ta vie, je suis dans tes draps. Oui, Alexandra, Alexandrie, Alexandrie où tout commence et tout finit. J'ai plus d'appétit qu'un barracuda. Je te mangerai cru si tu ne me retiens pas. Je te mangerai cru si tu ne me retiens pas.
élimination couché mixte SH2.
Ladies and gentlemen, the victory ceremony for the R5 mixed 10-meter air rifle prone SH2 event.
Veuillez accueillir les médaillés.
Please welcome the medalists.
This is the victory ceremony for the R5 mixed 10-meter air rifle prone SH2. And the medalists just taking their place on the podium, led out by the presentation party.
Les médailles seront remises par...
The medals will be presented by
Madame Delphine Jeuneste, maire de la ville de Déol.
Mayor of the City of Déol.
Accompagné par...
Accompanied by
Monsieur Jean Pigné, maire adjoint d'Étrechet.
Deputy Mayor of Étrechet.
Médaille de bronze et représentante le Japon.
Bronze medalist representing Japan, Misuta Mika.
Mizuta Muka of Japan is the bronze medalist. A fantastic achievement. At one point, she was in 7th position and almost left the final, and just managed to come out with a series of terrific shots to take herself all the way up the scoreboard, and now leaves the Paralympic Games with a bronze medal.
Médaillé d'argent et représentant le Brésil.
Silver medalist representing Brazil, Alexandre Galgani.
Alexandre Galgani of Brazil punches the air, 41 years old, and pushed Tunge de la Forêt all the way in that battle for the gold medal. He was the parachuter of the year in his own country, 2019, right the way through to last year, every year. And now is the silver medalist at the Paralympic Games.
Médaillé d'or et champion paralympique représentant la France.
Gold medalist and Paralympic champion representing France, Tanguy de la Forêt.
And the emotions for Tunge de la Forêt just overwhelming as he takes a gold medal at the Paralympic Games in front of his home crowd. There it is confirmed. Tunge de la Forêt is the Paralympic champion in the mixed 10-meter air rifle prone SH2. And in a few moments' time, we'll hear the national anthem of France.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand if you are able for the anthem of France.
Mesdames et messieurs, les médaillés paralympiques.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Paralympic medalists.
Le Marseillaise, the French national anthem, rings round the Chateau shooting centre, sung along by every single French supporter, including the gold medalist Tanguy de la Forêt, who's come to the Paralympic Games and achieved what he set out to do, which was to return with a gold medal. Meanwhile, for Alessandra Galgani of Brazil, the silver medal, and Mizuta Mika of Japan took the bronze. What a moment for Tanguy de la Forêt of France in front of his home supporters, taking the gold medal in the R5 mixed 10-metre air rifle prone SH2. What a result for France today. A gold medal at the Paralympic Games in the R5 mixed 10-metre air rifle prone SH2. Tanguy de la Forêt with those World Championship medals, the European Championship medals, and now this Paralympic gold. The silver medalist and Alessandra Galgani of Brazil pushed him all the way. What a final it was. And the bronze medal went to Japan. Mizuta Mika, who was going to be eliminated at one point in the final, crept up from 7th place to take the bronze medal. What a final.